Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brooklyn. It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. Yeah, yeah. Know what? No chaser. Yeah, yeah. What's the name? It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. No chaser.
Welcome to another edition of the Rundown. Chef,
Sir.
what it do, kid?
Still laughing
I
at
know
what
why
you
you
just
laughing. I
did.
know why you laughing. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it
Yeah.
at the end. I know why you laughing.
I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm still battling allergies, man. I'm still battling allergies.
Why you laughing, Chef? I
Oh,
know
you already
exactly why you
know.
laughing. Well, we gonna get to it at the end.
For sure.
Yo, Q
Oh.
Q and Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep. You gotta cue that joint
Oh,
in, B.
I'm gonna cue it in, bro. I'm gonna cue it
Oh,
in.
snap.
I'm gonna cue
Yo.
it in.
Hey y'all gonna find out why we laughing because we had a little chat before the show about something that happened.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna find out at the end. But anyway, welcome to the rundown again, y'all. Another episode. This is the drum major with my partner, Chef Vlad.
What's good, baby?
Back
What it
once
do?
again, B. Back once again. You know what I'm saying? And we excited for another show because you know why? It's back to basketball. We back at it. We back at it with the NBA. The play-in
Oh, man.
started. The
Two
play-in
good
has
ones.
started.
Two good ones.
Yeah, for sure. Two good ones. Two good ones. You know what I'm saying? But before we get to that, you know, we're gonna shout out our sponsors, Sugar Water Radio, Sugar Water TV,
Thanks.
Inspire Motivational Teas, uh, Fat Boy Coffee, and Graph Inc. Shout out to Coach Lonnie and Rock, distributors of the brand Fat Boy Coffee. Upon first purchase, use keyword WGIS1. Again, use keyword WGIS1. Get a 10% purchase, 10% off 10% off upon your first purchase. WGIS1. That is Fat Boy Coffee. And of course, again, like I said, Graph Inks, again, Inspire Motivational Teas, and Sugar Water Radio, Sugar Water TV,
Thanks.
and Music Real Estate. So if you want the details of all those companies, tune into our previous episodes. I break it down to the fullest, but right now we just want to get to these play-ins. We want to get back to basketball, man.
Thanks.
Yes. So Golden State and the Orlando Magic secured the 7th seed, brother.
Yes.
They
Yes.
secured the 7th seed.
Yes. And you know what? I'm not surprised with Orlando. They've been a very quiet team all season, making quiet noise. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they got a squad down there. I think one of their members were hurt. I can't remember which one. Their big man was hurt.
Yep.
But for years after they got Paulo Banchero, we already knew what it was.
We knew what it was, man. We knew what it was.
It's just a matter of time before they break the plane.
Rookie of the year.
Yes, sir.
Has been a superstar in the making since then.
Since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since then.
So Pop Banchero has been the man for Orlando. He's been the face for Orlando Magic. But I want to shout out though.
Who's that?
Well, aside from Banchero, you got the Wagner brothers, Franz and Mo Wagner brothers, them two, Jonathan Isaac and
Jalen Suggs.
yeah, Jalen Suggs. But I want to shout out, man,
Who's that?
Cole Anthony.
Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. He's been quiet, man.
He's been quiet. Cole Anthony dropped 26. He dropped 26 in the victory. He was a high man.
So he gave Trey 26, huh?
He gave Trey 26. And he was the high man. Coming off the bench, mind you. Cole Anthony, of course, is the sixth man. And he gave him high energy off the bench. And Cole was just on one. He was just on
Told
one.
him, just
Yeah, he
told him
was
to
on
hold
one.
out, huh?
Yeah, he was on one. I'm sure Papa Greg would be proud, was proud watching
Oh,
his
no
son.
doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, Greg Anthony is his father. He came
Yeah.
in my time. We used to watch Greg Anthony of UNLV fame. You know what I'm saying? With LJ and Plastic Man. Cole
Yes.
is continuing on the legacy. Cole Anthony, his son. And Cole was was he was on one. He was playing, he was on one.
But here's the thing, too, John. They started off the season hot. Like, I think at one point, they were the number one team in their division for a minute.
For a brief period. That's right. They were. They were. And then
Yeah.
I think they suffered some injuries along the way, which
Yeah.
limited
For
them
sure.
down. So
Yeah.
they ended up in the play-in, and but they secured a spot, 7th seed.
No doubt. That's a
Yeah,
good look.
yep.
Cole Ant. Okay.
Cole Anthony, yeah, man.
I
So
like
Trey
it.
Trey Young, Trey Young caught a little attitude, uh, being a menace. We call him Trey the Menace.
Yeah. The New York Menace.
Apparently he's not just being a menace in New York because he caught a T and got thrown out the game at the end. He caught a little attitude, um, which reminds me, need to troll my nephew.
Get him.
Got
Get him.
gotta get him.
Get him.
He's an Atlanta Hawks fan. You know what I mean? So yeah. So what happened with Trey? Trey did something where he kind of fake passed the ball to the referee. Like he did that. How you do that trick bounce and the ball
Yeah.
comes back to you. So he did that to the referee. The referee ain't like it. He got super sensitive and tossed him out because he had a tech. He had a tech prior, and so Trey caught a little attitude. Did that spin bounce? You know how we do that spin bounce to make the ball come back to us?
Oh yeah. That it just from under.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Trey was being petty. Trey was being petty. He was being petty.
Heavy.
And so
Heavy on this Petty.
the ref was like, "Oh, word? Get out of here! Get out of here!"
Hit the showers. Hit the
Hit the
bricks.
showers, right?
Hit the bricks.
Right, right. So,
Can't do that in the playing game, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only, you got two chances to get into the playoffs, and
yeah,
you already messed up one.
you ready?
You already messed up one.
You already messed up what? Exactly. So Atlanta will be playing the winners of the Bulls Heat.
Yep. They're
And
playing right now.
yep, and then Bulls and Heat are playing as we speak. Do you have a score, sir, or no?
Yeah, it look like Heat 76, Bulls 59.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna be Atlanta against Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Bulls going home.
The Bulls are almost on their way home. But shout
Yeah.
out, but you know what though? That's unfortunate. But shout out to Kobe White though, because Kobe White had a breakout season.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. I could see him being a candidate for most improved because he really had a good season. What you think?
No, I agree 100%. I
Mhm.
think the Chicago Bulls, a lot of people figured that they would have a real decent season,
You're right.
but when they made that trade and they had to shake up the squad. But
Hmm.
I think it rattled them more than a little bit, and they
Hmm.
wind up hurting their lineup scoring prowess
Yeah.
and put a hole in their offense.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. It's to be expected. You didn't get better. You got mediocre. So
Yeah. Yeah. So with Orlando at 7, they'll be playing Boston at 2. Uh,
yes,
do you think Orlando will be light work for Boston?
yes,
He said, "Of course."
yes,
He's like, "What do you mean, John?
yes,
Are you trying to?
yes.
You think
Boston,
Orlando will pull off an upset? Upset? Hell no."
Boston in 5. I mean, Boston in 5.
Damn. So that means if we get out the first one, we can't avoid them. We're not gonna avoid them.
Nah,
We not.
nah. The way who? Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's real tough right now. It's real
Yeah.
tough.
We're not gonna avoid them.
Well, in fact, we play them next round, actually.
We would. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
willing, we get past Detroit. Yeah, we got Boston.
yeah. Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like it's not gonna be Orlando.
Ah, Ja. Knicks home in 5.
You know?
Yo, the Knicks.
Um,
You know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. But Celtics, they're playing real good b-ball right now,
nah, they are though, for real.
and
Yeah.
for Orlando to pull out one is gonna be a miracle. But
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, to keep it 100. Yeah, yeah, it would be. It would.
oh man,
Yeah,
it's broomsticks in Beantown right now.
yeah. They got the broomsticks ready. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's gonna
Unfortunately,
be it's gonna be light work.
yeah. It's gonna be light. It's gonna be light.
Orlando's gonna keep it close, but it's just Celtics number one, teammate wise, they got too much chemistry.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with the Celtics. They have way too much chemistry for anybody in the East, with the exception of the Cavaliers. And I
facts.
think it's going to end up being the Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Forecast. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sorry, Knicks fans.
Nah, listen, I'm 100 with you. We at first we said, well, first of all, we didn't expect NBA Finals this year. We said even Eastern Conference Finals because that's what we was talking about last year. We said we was trying to match up against Boston because Boston was the bar. So Cleveland basically came out of nowhere. Although we thought Kenny Atkinson and Johnny Bryant were great coaches, we didn't expect them to be this great coaching in their first season with Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Prior to seeing that, we didn't see that. We really didn't see that coming, right?
No.
So prior to that, we were, guess you, myself, and a lot of Knicks fans, looking at the chats on the internet, social media, everybody saying, "Look, Eastern Conference Finals or bust," right?
Right.
Now it's been reduced to semifinals.
Yeah. No, that's the truth, man.
Yeah, it's like, look, we not avoiding Boston. We getting
No.
Boston in the semis.
Yep.
You know,
Howdy do.
if we could take if we take them, so it's like if we can stretch it to a hard 6 pause
Sure.
or the distance 7, we'll chalk it up as an impressive season,
Sure.
right?
Not for Tibbs though.
No,
Not for Tibbs. Mike
listen,
Malone.
dogs. If we lose to Detroit, it might be
Mike
curtains, man.
Mike Malone.
It might be curtains, man. If we don't get past this first round, dogs. Yeah,
And Detroit hungry.
they're very hungry. They're very hungry.
But I just think in a 4-game series, the best of 7, I just don't see Detroit pulling it out. Knicks would have to do an epic collapse.
Yeah, yeah. And all the more incentive to give Tibbs the pink slip if that happens. All the
Yes.
more. All the more.
Like, you should not fold in the first round.
Right. 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 The Knicks don't fold. The Knicks do not fold in the first round.
No.
We expect the first round. We expect first round victories at the very
Facts.
least.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean?
I mean, at one point, the expectation was just making the playoffs. Now the expectation has changed. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I assume that of Detroit, you know what I mean? The city, Motortown. I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming that they're like, listen, we made it this far with a band of young players
Yeah.
playing with mixed with some veterans, play some real inspirational basketball.
Right.
And they mollywopped us the last game.
They sure did. Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's because the Knicks just it's the last game. We got the what you call this third seed on lock. I'm not gonna put my players out there to get hurt. Not going into the playoffs. But here's, if nothing else, one thing I've learned about regular season and how you close and entering
Yeah.
the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
How you end your season going into the postseason determines how the rest of how your playoffs is going to start and end. If
That's
you're
right.
hot going into the playoffs, then you remain hot.
Right.
If you lukewarm going into the playoffs, you'll make it out the first round, but it's curtains.
Yeah.
That means that there's something that you're missing that you haven't gotten together.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right. And
And too
also,
many changes doesn't help.
no, no. Um, and the thing about that also, if the fir- people are still there's Knick fans that are not confident.
No,
They're not confident about I mean, to say that you rather play Giannis and possibly Dame than Detroit, that's very telling. Yeah, Giannis. Giannis now, NBA champion, bona fide superstar, perennial
that's
superstar.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, and Dame, another superstar, perennial superstar, who I don't know if he's back from his ailment or injury yet.
I haven't
But
heard anything.
yeah, but even if he is, a lot of Knick fans feel comfortable with them playing the Bucks than Detroit. That's very telling.
That is.
Yeah,
That is.
absolutely. So, you know, we'll see how that go, man. But who do you like out of Atlanta and
Presumably
perhaps the Heat? Because it's looking like the Heat is gonna be.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Miami matches up against Cleveland better. Eric Spoelstra. Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be it's gonna be not just a basketball game, but a game of wits. You know what I'm saying? Who can outsmart? Who's got better basketball IQ uh, off the court, not on the court? Because it's gonna come down to the coaches and how they sub and how they manage the clock in the game.
Yeah, but Cleveland don't have the dogs complete with. I mean, Miami don't have the dogs complete with Cleveland. Compete with Cleveland though. Ever since Jimmy left,
Yeah.
so
No, they don't, but they
yeah,
still got Bam Hero.
Tyler Hero. Yeah.
Yeah, and Eric Spoelstra brings out the best in players, especially during playoff time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't see Cleveland spanking Miami five before straight. I see Miami winning out one or two games here and there.
So it'll be a competitive six.
Yeah,
Cleveland is six.
yeah. I don't see Miami beating. I don't see Atlanta beating Miami if Miami goes on to win. But if that
Mm-hmm.
happens, let's just say it happens, right? Cleveland in four against Atlanta.
Oh, they'll mollywop Atlanta. Atlanta ain't got no answer for them. They will mollywop Atlanta. I agree there. Miami would definitely be more competitive
Right.
than the Hawks. Yeah, you're right about that.
Nobody wants to see Atlanta and Cleveland. nobody's, nobody's paying for that game.
Nobody wants to see Trey Young.
Nah, especially franchise. He's definitely
Franchise.
not.
I'm waiting for the date where franchise play him 1-on-1. That's a
Yeah.
that's a 1v1 I want to see.
Listen, I'm driving down to see that. I'm
You
driving
think
down to see
what?
that.
I will fly to the A. I will fly to the A to see that 1v1.
I would definitely like,
I'm dead ass. I am
yeah.
so dead ass. I will fly to the A. That would be a WGI Sports exclusive. You hear me?
Yep.
I
Bully
definitely
ball.
fly to the A, man. For real, for real.
For
You
sure.
know?
Sure.
Yeah, but let's get on over to the West Side, man. So go to State, secure their seventh spot. So
That's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be an interesting game between them against Houston.
yeah,
Houston is an up and coming. You don't
yeah,
know what you're dealing with or what you
right.
got with them, right?
Yep.
But they won. They won, and they're what, number 2 seed in the
They
West?
are. They are. They are.
Yeah, I think
Now, 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 I think that 2 versus 7
that's
can,
gonna be formidable.
yeah, that's going to be a very formidable matchup. That's not a guarantee for Houston.
Uh-uh.
No,
No,
no.
because
Mm, mm.
up and down Golden State's roster is nothing but pedigree, and
Yeah,
playoff experience.
that's right. That's
Houston
right.
doesn't have that.
No,
Houston,
no,
Houston doesn't come close to what. And then you
no.
got Steph Curry. Listen, Houston doesn't come close to that type of pedigree as far as like
Nah.
playoff
Mm-mm.
experience and
Yeah,
being down. Listen, Houston's got to be able to put their foot on the gas and keep it there.
that's right.
Not
That's
as a
right.
coaching staff,
Mm-hmm.
but as a players.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be able to understand that who you're playing, how you gonna play them, and keeping your
Mm-hmm.
foot on the gas. If you
Yep,
get an inch, you got to take a mile.
really. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And so, they of course they defeated Ja Morant and the Grizz. So
And they
Ja's
did.
waiting for the winner of Dallas, Sacramento.
It came down to Steph. I mean,
They
Ja.
did. Yeah.
And how many times have I said, listen, my problem with Ja is when he goes for these crazy layups and dunks
Mm-hmm.
and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that it don't look good, it's how he comes down that leaves me concerned, right? Like
Right.
he could twist his ankle, and sure enough, he did on a jump shot,
On the
nonetheless.
jump shot. Yeah. Yeah. And we always talked about that.
We always talked about that. I
Yep.
say he's too loose with his body. So that was a concern, and they hurt him. So I don't know how much of 100% he's gonna be against
Mm-hmm.
who they play next.
They'll play
The
they'll play
winners of
Dallas, Sacramento.
yeah. So they'll play the winner of that. We'll find out later this evening who they play. But yeah, listen, that's I'm, John's got to take better care of his body.
Yeah.
So if he's gonna lead Memphis, it's got to start. It's got to start with his mental.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. But yeah, Warriors. I mean, it wasn't an easy win for them last night by any stretch of the imagination. So
Right.
what I seen last night was a short preview of what the Houston game will possibly look like. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
Houston is grinders too.
Yeah,
So
they are.
so
Absolutely.
if Houston can keep it separated, then they're good. But if you
Mm-hmm.
keep it close, Steph Curry time.
Yeah.
And then you got Jimmy
Without
buckets, and then
Yeah, Steph and Jimmy. Yeah.
yeah, so pedigree.
Definitely
And
pedigree.
you know what they say, playoff Jimmy is different than season Jimmy.
Yeah, because he feels good, he feels better. He's out of that situation. That that situation, I can't speak on it, but he's out of it. He's good. He feel good about it. He's playing with Steph. That's a superstar backcourt.
Yeah,
That's a Hall of Fame backcourt.
it is.
That is a
It
Hall of
is.
Fame backcourt. I just dawned on me.
Yep, yep.
You know what I mean? So that 2 versus 7 matchup, like you said,
It might be the other way around. It might be that, you know, Warriors should be, because they got Jimmy buckets late in the season, that
hmm
they made it into the play-in. But imagine if they had him for a whole season. Would the Warriors be number 3 or 4?
I believe they would,
Yeah,
because since the acquisition of Jimmy Buckets, they were 21-7.
a point.
Yeah. So
Exactly. Exactly.
that's easy. Yeah, so that's easier. That's easier 50 plus one season, high 50s.
Yeah, yeah. And then you reinvigorated, re-energized Steph Curry with that trade.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? So they playing 500 ball.
hmm Definitely above 500 ball. But I think so honestly, I think as close as that game was, based on how close that game was between Golden State and Memphis,
Yeah.
I think Memphis will pull it out no matter who they play. I think I'm gonna call it now. Memphis will secure the 8 spot. Yeah, I truly
Yeah.
think Memphis will secure the 8 spot.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. It don't matter if it's Dallas or Sacramento. Dallas is kind of beat up anyway. They lost.
They're done. They're done.
Kyrie's done. Um, I don't think Clay. I don't think Clay has enough to carry a team.
Right.
Then AD, of course, he's there. I mean, he'll fight. You know, he'll do what he can, but he doesn't have a point guard to really feed off of like he would have had if Kyrie was there.
Right.
That'd have been a nice 1-2 punch.
It would have been. And it
Yeah,
started to be.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, and then Sacramento. Then again, That's where Zach and DeMar
Yeah, I know.
are.
I know.
So,
So it's interesting. I think the Kings will pull that game out from under
yeah,
they'll pull the rug from under the Mavs.
yeah,
And of course the fans are gonna go ballistic
of course,
because it's gonna all go back to Luka being traded.
of course, of course. Because
So
the fans are verbally lynching Nico now.
yes,
They want his head on a burner. They
facts.
want his head on a gauntlet.
Like yesterday, Joe. Yesterday.
We lucky we're not living in medieval times.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
hmm
But yeah, so I think Sacramento's gonna pull that one out
Agreed.
without a shadow of a doubt.
Agreed. And then they'll play Memphis, and Memphis will knock them off. Yeah, for sure.
And then it'll be Memphis versus Thunder, which is be another interesting game.
Memphis Thunder.
Yeah, yeah. OKC got it all day. Don't get me wrong. I think OKC beat them in 4.
Yeah, I think if Jack can help it, because yeah, they got some pieces. You know, you got John Desmond Bain coming to his own, but I think um I think Memphis can get one out. I think Memphis can get one off.
I'm gonna tell you,
So,
but Valanciunas, ever since Memphis traded him away
hmm
and started giving away pieces, is where Memphis went wrong.
uh-huh.
They should
Yeah,
have kept that team together.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
They had chemistry.
Agreed. Agreed.
They had chemistry. Ever since then, Ja ain't been the same. Memphis ain't been the same.
hmm
What are we doing? Somebody ain't doing their job
Right. They haven't. They haven't.
because they haven't replaced the pieces they lost.
That's right. They haven't. They haven't. So there's a sense of loss there.
Yeah.
Um, you know, there'll be there's some gaps they got to fill in.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of gaps they need to fill in. So
Hopefully they can do it in the draft.
eh, draft some trades, whoever's available in free agency.
Yeah.
Um, Bradley Bill, anyone? I know Bradley Bill about to bounce. KD about to bounce. It's about to be a wrap for Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know,
Phoenix about to get gutted.
Phoenix about to get gutted. Hey, get Bradley and KD over there, perhaps. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be
You know,
nice.
play with Ja. You
Yeah.
understand?
I like it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
like it.
But yeah, but OKC in five.
Yeah. Okay. If not four, definitely five.
Yeah, yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure. For sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Don't see nothing past that.
Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, man. That's so we'll wait and see, man. Things will be yet to be determined by Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Everything will be finalized Friday. The full 1 through 8s on both
Yeah.
sides. So we'll see what it is, man. Let's go on to the go in topic, man. The WNBA draft, brother.
Oh, listen.
The WNBA draft, brother.
The only person that was missing was Hilda Hidalgo.
Oh, Hannah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hannah.
Hannah Hidalgo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she
Nah, she got one more year.
yeah, exactly.
She got
Exactly.
one more year.
Exactly.
It's gonna be interesting, bro.
So let me tell you something. So, you know, we got we got Paige Becker was the number one draft. We all knew that she's gonna be number one overall. And Dallas Wings picked her up.
Although I gotta say, I learned something new last night
Yeah.
that maybe Paige Beckers has some comp for number one. And I think Dallas went with the hometown girl, the US, because the second pick, Dominique, was I heard she's a beast. She's over there in France, dunking.
Yeah.
She won a silver medal in the Olympics.
Right.
She's like Lisa Leslie on steroids. What I'm hearing, B.
Right, right,
That's
right.
what I'm hearing. So I'm like,
Uh,
yo, okay, okay.
hmm
So
hmm
I'm looking forward to seeing her. Not to
Okay.
take the light away from our girl Paige. Paige is going to do big things in Dallas. Am I
hmm
surprised? Everybody, if you didn't know that she was going to go number one, then something was wrong with you for sure.
Right, right.
Like she would have to have a mediocre year
hmm
and a mediocre playoff run and win it all for her
Right.
not to be the number one pick.
Exactly. Exactly.
But we knew she was going to be number one.
Exactly. Now, you want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
Guess guess who else got picked by Dallas?
Yeah, I saw it. Yes, sir. What's her name?
Isaiah James.
Isaiah James.
Now,
Yes.
you remember that backcourt with her and Sanaya Rivers, NC
Yes.
State?
Yes.
Isaiah James and Paige are going to be teammates now?
Who is a former member of the Gamecocks under Dawn Stanley.
Yeah. Very
Yes.
interesting.
It
Very interesting. Isaiah and Paige are now teammates. Very interesting.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And check this out. Sanaya, is she going to be a backcourt mate with Caitlin? Is that the new backcourt?
That's the new
Sanaya Rivers and
backcourt.
Caitlin?
Yeah. That's the new backcourt, baby. Look, the WNBA just got bolstered. You hear me? Just bolstered up. It just got a little brolic right there. And I love it because you know why? This is what we've been waiting for. After, like I said, I can't stress it enough. After the first couple of years, after the inaugural season of the WNBA, it was a sleep fest.
Yeah.
Ticket
Yeah.
sales were low.
Yeah.
The
It was a
product
sleep
they
fest
put on
for a
the
long time.
the product they put on the floor wasn't that.
Yeah, it was a long time.
So right now is a good time to be a WNBA fan because we know the players.
We know the players. Exactly.
Ja,
Exactly.
we know the players. We've known them for 4 years.
Exactly. Exactly. If you're a sports enthusiast and you follow college basketball, you follow both March Madness, men and women.
Yep.
You know, for the past couple of years, the women's basketball and NCAA has been much more exciting than March Madness than the men's. They've been doing their thing. They've been raising it. They've been raising it up. Um, drawing drawing big attractions, and the fact so these key players, the couple that we mentioned just now, moving on into WNBA, they carry that energy, that fan base over to the WNBA. The
Yep.
WNBA is about to rise, is on the verge of rising like the Phoenix. These
Yep.
crop of young women that's been coming out in the past 2-3 years, your Angel Reese, your Caitlin Clarks, your Leah Bostons, Isaiah James, Paige Becker, Sanaya Rivers, Tina Pow Pow.
Haley.
You know what I'm saying? HVL, Miss Van Lith.
Yep.
Who picked up Miss Van Lith?
Who picked up?
Yeah, Van Lith. You know what I'm saying?
I think she went to shoot. Dang it, man. Come on, Flan.
Chicago. So
Chicago,
she's
yes.
so she's
She's
playing with
teaming
Angel
up.
Reese.
Yeah, I was about to say she's teaming back up with her old former teammate from college. It's not going to be fair. Listen, the road to the championship is not going to be easy for Las Vegas nor New York. Although New York is the favorite to win.
It's gonna be a long road for New York
Yes.
because these teams are gearing up. These teams are gearing up.
Yes. Yes.
I believe the WNBA is on the verge of a resurrection.
Yes.
Like you said, it's gonna be back. It's gonna be back to the first 3-4 years that it was when it was just Liberty and the Comets,
Oh, yeah.
and that was Liberty versus the Comets was must see TV.
Oh,
It's slowly get these type of players with the fanfare with the social media following.
oh yeah.
They're gonna. I think these crop of young women that has came out, like I said, came out within the last 5 years. They're gonna turn the W out.
Yes, for
They're gonna
sure.
turn the W out, man.
Like the first round was must see TV. After that,
Yeah.
I turned it off because I'm like, I don't want to see the second round. So I don't want to do it. I was because I was going to sleep through it, and not
Yeah.
because it was boring. It's because I was tired.
Right.
I was really
Right.
tired.
Right.
Um, but I was like, man, I just want to get to the games, and the season starts right around the corner.
Literally, like a couple of weeks, 2 3
Yeah,
weeks. Yep.
like there's no time. Like you got to get in the gym now.
Yeah. It's like after the draft, they gotta hit the gym tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Or today rather, because the draft is yesterday. So they gotta hit the gym today. They
Yep.
gotta they gotta fly. They gotta fly to they have to fly out to their respective cities to visit their respective teams and get
Be
to training.
introduced and get the trainer. Yeah,
Get to
learn the
training. You know what
plays.
I'm saying?
Learn the plays. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
I got no time to play.
Yeah. Ray,
And then,
Ray Marshall, USC, the USC big Ray Marshall, Connecticut son.
yeah.
So yeah,
You know what's scary, John?
well,
That this was just only this year.
I know,
Next year's class is going to be stellar too.
I know, well, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I'm trying to think who's gonna come out next year. But
And,
as he Fudd,
yep.
because yeah, she's gonna be called as he Fudd. Um, I don't know. I don't know if D1 girls come out early.
No, they
Do they?
don't. They
No,
usually do 4 years.
usually D1 girls do the full four, right?
Yep, they do the full four.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you got Yeah, so I can only right from UConn. I can only think about Azzy Fudd right now because she said she's going back, so she definitely be a senior next year.
Notre Dame Hannah's gonna be a senior.
Hannah's gonna be a senior next year.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, Hannah Hidalgo. Yeah. Um, so we're gonna see some folks.
Listen, if they do come out, next year would be the year for Juju.
Yeah, yeah. Well, next year will be Juju's senior year. I mean, junior year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be her junior year. So I think the ultimate icing on the cake is when Juju enters the dub. So that's gonna be so, God willing, barring any injury, Juju surpasses this injury and just comes out and becomes the monster that she is, the monster and the beast that she can be. Um, when she leaves, so that's projected to be 2028.
yeah,
Once she leaves in 2028, it's gonna be so and then don't forget 2029, Sarah Strong is right behind her.
oh yeah.
The dub just might be lit again, Vlad.
Yeah, I'm up for it. God willing, I am up for it.
Yeah, the dub just might be lit again, man. I think
Let's go.
I think these young ladies can save the league.
Yes,
No, say these young ladies can put the team over the red, if not break even.
I agree.
Finally, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, I
You
agree.
put I think these ladies could put the league in the black, if not break even.
Especially depending on where Juju goes.
Right. Especially because Juju's a super right, because Juju is a superstar already.
Yes.
Hmm.
So it's all about if teams are gonna take together. That's gonna be
Right,
interesting too.
right, right.
Who's gonna take?
Because the illest thing, because what would be much more pandemonium is if Juju becomes a LA Spark. Can you
I was
imagine?
just thinking that, Ja, in my head. I was just thinking, I was like, if she goes to the Spark, Showtime.
It's over. It's
So I
over.
think I think it's written
It's over.
because that market is built for.
Hell yeah. Is she out there already? Juju will Juju will put asses in seats.
Facts.
Juju
Easy.
will put asses in seats. I think she's the one.
She is the one.
She's the one that's gonna put asses in seats. I mean, salute to all these younger ladies in here, but these young ladies coming to the league, that's like the crescendo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, da, da. Then when Juju comes in, it's gonna be like, da.
Yep. Yep. Horns, Ja. Horns. Symphony.
Right.
Symphony.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I can see Juju taking a league over the top. And
Facts.
they'll finally be in the black.
Yes. Yes.
And then you could talk about expansions, more teams. You know what I'm saying? You could bring the Houston Comet back, Houston Comets
Ooh.
back, resurrect the Houston Comets. You know what I'm saying? So you think of expand. You could bring the Charlotte Sting back. That's the team Dawn Staley used to play for when she first
Yeah.
went up. The Charlotte Sting. You could start bringing some teams back. You
You
know what I mean?
could. You
Yeah,
could.
yeah. So yeah, I'm positive that it can happen with these crop of young women. Again, these
Yeah.
crop of young women
Yeah.
can do it. I believe they could do it.
Ooh. Ja, you
Yeah,
got me.
because they all got their own in their own right. They got their own fanfare coming in.
Yep.
Caitlin done set it off.
She did.
You know what I'm saying?
She raised the bar. She forced
Yeah.
it. She
Uh-huh.
forced the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. She done set it off. Now Now it's time for, and then Juju come in as the anchor. It's like, all right, I got this. Let's go.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna
Yeah.
be something. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then, like I said again, Sour Strong coming right after 2029.
Facts.
And God knows who else coming after Sarah.
Someone,
Whoever
someone
that may
we
be.
haven't heard of yet. Someone we haven't heard of.
Exactly. 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 Because the one thing all these ladies have in common, they one of them ones. All of them are one of them ones. You know what I mean? So
Will be a
there's gonna be a
problem.
problem.
Facts.
Problem. You know?
Facts.
Yeah, man. Let's get to the damn it, man, sir. Do you have one?
Uh,
Or do you want to join me in mine?
I'm gonna join yours. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join yours. I'm jumping on the wagon. I'm jumping on the wagon, John. I'm jumping on the wagon. I want some of this. I listen. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I thought you was gonna set it off, but
John. Listen.
I'm gonna set it off like this, brother.
Go ahead, John.
When, as y'all know, we from New York. We from New York,
Yeah.
Brooklyn to be exact. Both of us. I moved to the BX, so I'm BK BX. Listen, whether it's BK, BX, Queens, Harlem, whatever. When you play ball in New York, you don't back down. Even when you talking, even when you talking, if you're gonna talk, you gotta stand 10 toes down on your talk. You don't buckle for nobody. Us New York dudes, we know that.
Facts.
Even if we know the next cat is better, we don't fold. We stand 10 toes on what we say. If we
Yeah.
gonna talk, we gonna keep that same energy when that person is there.
No doubt. No doubt. Like, listen, I want all the smoke.
Yes. If you want smoke, you better be ready to receive the smoke if you're gonna bring the smoke.
Facts.
You talk your talk and you stand on your talk. You don't fold. If you fold, you're marked. You're marked for life. You're marked for life. Yeah, but he was scared of so and so.
Yeah, streets gonna know.
The streets will know.
Streets
Nah,
gonna
he was
talk.
scared though. He is scared. He was scared of him though. He ain't say nothing about him though. He was scared.
Streets will know.
And in New York, you don't want that label that you was scared, especially when you get pressed.
Ooh.
You get pressed and you fold, it's over for you.
Yeah.
You'll be forever reminded.
Yes. On the courts? Yeah. We're not talking about beef and fighting or nothing like that.
No
We're talking
beef,
about
no fight.
b-ball.
You talking about b-ball, just strictly
Yes.
basketball. No beef, no fighting.
No fighting, none of that.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just that element of competition, the trash talk. You know how it is. When you're playing ball, you're a city dude. You ain't even gotta be New York. It could be Chi-Town. It could be wherever you at. Jersey, Philly,
LA.
especially Philly. Shout out to them.
Yes.
Anywhere.
Dallas. Atlanta.
Los Angeles, the Shy,
Yeah.
anywhere. You gonna talk something, you stand 10 toes on that. You stand on that. Hard body. You don't fold when you get pressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially on camera.
Especially on camera. In front of millions to see, if not thousands.
Yeah. You don't fall.
Brandon Jennings, I'm disappointed in you, brother. I saw the
Yeah.
YouTube clip. And B. Jennings is an East Coast dude. He should know better.
Yeah.
You let Pat Bev press you like that. Pat Bev had your heart, B.
We know he's a
Beverly
goon.
had your heart, B. Jennings. Patrick Beverly had your heart, B. Jennings. Damn, B.
We know he's a goon, but we're talking about
Damn,
basketball.
B.
We're talking basketball here.
Yeah. We know. Salute to Pat Bev. We know Pat from the Shy. We know what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know his pedigree. We know where he's from. We know the
Yeah.
cut. We know the cloth he cut from. You know what I mean? And he showed you. He showed you the cloth he cut from. But you an East Coast dude, B. He Jersey, right?
Yeah. All you have to do is step up and beat him. Play that one-on-one.
Whether or not you beat him, you don't fold. You don't fold when you get pressed.
Much like Bassie.
Damn, I was embarrassed for him. I was embarrassed for him, Vlad. I said, wow. You folded, man. Dogs. You got Debo'd.
He did. Who? Debo. Yeah, he did. He got hard body pressed.
You got Debo, dogs. Anyway, what we talking about is, as you see a little snippet of the clip, shout out to Gil's Arena. You know, we always got to shout out the original content creator. I think it's Gil Carina. And Gil is funny with his instigating ass. You know, we always got that one dude that instigate. Gil is that dude. We know them type dudes. We experience dudes, the two dudes going at it. And then you got that instigator. That's who Gil is. And Gil was instigating the whole thing. But anyway, if y'all ain't see, we'll also put the clip in of the actual full footage. Pat Bev pressed Brandon Jennings about playing him, and Brandon Jennings folded.
Yeah.
Straight like that. And Brandon Jennings was mouthing off and talking spicy about all the other dudes. He was talking spicy about Jeff Teague, Drew Holiday, Lou Will, Ty Lawson. Shout out to Ty Lawson. Ty Lawson clapped back at him too. Like, man, you crazy. That, you know, Jeff Teague was on some chill shit. Like, yo, bro, you gotta relax. I mean, I ain't got nothing against you. I mean, you good. I always thought you was nice. But listen, nah, you gotta relax with that. You know, Jeff T kind of checked him softly. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, BJ, relax. But Pat Bev?
Oh man, he just laid into him.
Oh man. Listen. I'll give y'all a brief synopsis. Pat Bev got on the live. He said, yo, I'm right here. He said, let's get to it. BJ, I'll bust your ass. What?
Straight to it.
He got straight to it.
Hey, hold on. We gonna get right to it. Hey, BJ, you know I'll bust your ass.
Hey! We only played 3 times.
Man, I will dog your little ass. You know that.
We only played 3 times.
Okay, I'm talking about now, nigga.
I don't want to play you.
Okay, fuck that. Let's go in the bank account. I'm gonna pull out 100,000. You pull out 100,000. We play each other.
Let's go, BJ. Yes, I got it, BJ.
Yeah.
100. I got the 100, BJ. Cut the check, underdog.
What?
Well, I mean, what are we doing?
I get that later tomorrow if you need me to.
What'd you say, Pat? BJ! Hey! Tell them what it is. Shakes all day.
Shakes all day. What? What you talking about?
What you gonna do to him?
Nothing.
I'm not playing nobody who never averaged over 10 points.
Hey, BJ, stop playing. Hey, BJ, stop playing with me.
Here we go.
I'm just saying. This is not the 10 and under league. I'm not doing it.
And I ain't playing niggas who ain't got no pension.
All right, well, that's fine then. So we both even then. We ain't got a pension and you can't average over 10. So it don't matter.
Okay, why we can't? All right, let's just be regular hoopers then. I'm calling you out. Let's play.
Get over 10 points and then maybe we can talk.
I mean, I can't do it now. I feel me. I got 13 years in the league.
You can go back. You can go back.
So why you won't play me now? I'm calling you out now.
You can go back.
Hey, Gil, you know what that is? That's that Rashad McCann shit.
No, it ain't. This ain't no Rashad McCann shit. Because for one, I wasn't even talking to you. Second of all, you inserted your shit into this. And second of all, then you tried to take the idea. Come on, dog.
Well, we talking about one-on-one. You talking about idea.
Right, the one-on-one idea. You have to host the motherfucker. Nobody was even talking to you. Nobody asked you to get involved in any of this shit.
Yeah, you're right. So let's play tomorrow.
Get over 10 points and then maybe I'll play you.
So all right, so now we know what it is, right, Gil?
Nah, we playing two. We did the 2-on-2.
Get over 10 points.
Me and Brandon.
Okay, yeah, that's 2-1.
Get over 10 points. Get over 10 points in your career.
BJ, we got this, BJ.
Hey, so
Man, fuck this, BJ. This is online. You don't got to.
I know where we at.
What you gonna do, BJ?
I know where we at.
Huh?
I know where we at.
Hey, Gil, I got a question. Hey, Gil, I got a question.
BJ, he in New York. He can't play you right now.
I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Hey, Gil, I got a question.
We don't gotta let him in the house.
I got a question, Gil.
Bro, Gil, you can let him in the house all you want.
But we average the same in the playoffs.
You probably play more playoff games than me.
We average the same in the playoffs when it counted.
Did you play more playoff games than me?
I did. I played more years.
Right. You played on better teams.
I won't put him on the gate. Just tell him.
Bro, I don't care. Bro, you can have him come through all you want. I'm not. I am not playing nobody under fucking 10 points.
BJ,
I'm a star, bro.
Yeah, tell me Pat Bev's not a goon.
Goon. That was a goon move. That was a goon move. Definitely goon move. I was like, yeah, he really from the shot. He really liked that.
That's a street move, B. That's a straight street move. From the east to the west, that's a street move.
And he rich doing that. He's rich. He's rich doing that. First of all, the fact that Pat Bev was going to throw up 100 racks for the 1v1. First of all, Pat Bev just wanted to get in on the conversation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, he a hooper. He know all of them. You know, he see the Twitter back and forth for the talking back and forth on social media. So Pat Bev,
banter, yeah.
He see the banter. I mean, I ain't mad at him. So he's like, oh, word? Oh, he's probably like, yo, these dudes talking spicy. Like, yo, you know what? Yo, stop the talk. 1v1. I got 100 racks on it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Lou Will, I saw a clip of Lou Will. Lou was like, I'm with it. Let's get it. You know, Lou Will was ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Jeff Teague or Ty Lawson was on that type of time, but Lou Will was ready. He was like, yo, you putting up 100? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? He come on there, and I think BJ was on some more, yo, nobody was talking to Pat Bev, and he stole my idea. So Pat Bev came on there and was like, yo, hold up. Hold up. Let me let you know something. I'll bust your ass. What?
No, he didn't drop his panties.
Yeah. BJ.
Yo.
Come on, man.
He ran away with the glass slipper.
You know what I'm saying? And he gonna try to spin it talking about, yo, play me only. I don't play dudes that average 10 and under. Come on, BJ, knock it off. I don't play dudes that average 10 and under.
Who are you playing? Because obviously you ain't playing right now.
Right, because yeah, exactly. You ain't playing that right. And secondly, by your own admission, you said Pat Bev gave you a hard time. You played him 3 times, he gave you a hard time all 3. You admitted that also. And Gil was like, you admit that? You know, Gil the instigator. You know,
Yeah.
You don't say that in front of an instigator because he's just gonna blow the whole scenario up. You admitted that? And BJ was like, yeah, he's a defender, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah.
Like he was gonna feel solitude for him.
Right. Gil was a savage with it. He was like, I played against a lot of dudes that thought they were defenders.
I I would never.
He said they didn't earn their pay with me.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
savagery.
Yeah, man. But listen,
Savagery.
yo, BJ, man, you embarrassing us East Coasters, man. You from the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be clear one last time. I know I keep asking it. He's from Jersey, right?
Listen, he's from the tri-state,
He's from the tri-state, right?
for sure.
So, BJ, come on, man. You're embarrassing us, dogs. Don't do that. You don't fold, man. You wilding right now. Yo, you got sunned.
Facts.
Yeah, and you try to spin it talking about, yo, I don't play with dudes who average 10 and under. Listen,
That's what we play. That's what you were born on, especially on the East Coast,
Pat Bev was in the league.
right?
The fact that Pat Bev played in the NBA, Pat Bev came off the bench in some certain teams he started with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pat Bev is a certified defender. He's a hard-nosed guard. He's annoying. He's annoying if you're playing against him, but you love him if he's on your squad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't, you can't shit on Pat Bev. Pat Bev averaged almost 40 in high school. Let's be clear.
Crazy.
I mean, we all know that if you're a basketball enthusiast and you do your research, you don't sleep on Pat Bev just because he averaged 10 and his role is to be a defending guard. He averaged 40 in high school, almost 40. I think 37 or 38 in high school. He was the man in his area.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He can give you buckets if need be, but that's the teams that he goes on, they already got the stars. We talked about that before in previous episodes, right, Vlad? We talked about the dude that's a star. That's his role. You're the guy. You're the face. You're the face of the franchise. A dude like Pat Bev, that's the role we want you to be. We want you to be a defender. You defend. You do the intangible stuff. You grab your lunch pail and your hard hat. You know what I'm saying? You dive. You hustle. You defend. You foul. Whatever the case may be.
Do whatever it takes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why Pat Bev only averages 10 in the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
That's like,
go ahead.
That's like calling Dennis Rodman a bum.
Right. Right. You serious?
Like, yo, you don't even know who
You don't even know
Dennis
who he is.
Rodman.
Let's be clear. Dennis Rodman can score if he wants to.
Oh, put up buckets and shoot threes.
And shoot threes. Dennis Rodman could have been an offensive threat if he wanted to, but he thrived on being a rebound. This is why he was in the Hall of Fame for.
Yep.
Listen, all of these NBA, if you're an NBA dude, you know how to put the hole in the you know how to put the ball in the basket. You know how to do it. But as we learned with the politics, you're assigned a specific role for this specific team because they already designated the superstar role to that player already.
Yep.
They don't want you doing that.
Yep.
Damian Wilkins already schooled us on that.
Facts. Facts. It's like Draymond trying to keep the ball in a crunch time situation,
right,
and not pass it to Steph.
Right.
It's not
He'd
happening.
be crazy to do that. He'll be traded immediately.
Yes, pass the ball.
Yes. Don't shoot the three. Let Steph do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
it's crazy.
That's a lame reason to not play Pat Bev, BJ. Because he don't average, because he averages only 10 in the league. Dogs, come on, man.
If that's your comeback, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're so done. But I don't mean to go on a rant like that, but I thought I found that disappointing as well as entertaining and funny. Entertainingly funny.
There you go.
Yet disappointing.
It rang of shock value.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, BJ, Brandon Jennings, we gotta give it a dinner. As fellow hooper enthusiasts, and fans, and
Yeah.
we played ball ourselves, not on your level, but nonetheless, we played.
Right.
You gets the damn it, man, my brother.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Man.
Damn it, BJ. Damn it. You folded, man. You folded.
Damn it, man. Milwaukee's not hanging your banner, bro.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. But yeah,
BJ.
man. But on that note, Chef,
What's up?
that is our show. Another one for the books.
Facts.
We are ready for the WNBA season. That's going to be out in 2 weeks. We're going to watch this play-in and get ready for the NBA playoffs starting this weekend. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
You know, we see what it is, man.
Facts.
Tibbs better get out. Tibbs better get us out of this round, boy. He better get us out of this round. Or
He'll be singing the Swan song.
yeah, or it just might be Mike Malone time, brother. Just like you said.
I think it's gonna be anyway.
Because he's right there. He's right there for the taking.
He is.
Right there.
Big time.
Yes,
On the
sir.
cusp.
WGI Sports. Always remember, whatever you do, make sure you love what you do so you can embrace the grind. Chef, Jada,
Yes.
Major, we are gone. Till next time.
Facts. Peace.
Woo!